So due to this pandemic and all, we have a huge relationship, that means very interactive relationship between the computer science along with the biology. The computer must has an ability to learn by its own. It has to think like a human being. What is this bioinformatics? It is a combination of a biology and a computer science. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all to the interesting session. So myself Rohini TS, Computer Science Lecturer, Vidhyaashram Pre-University College, Mysuru. So what I am going to explain you in this session, here I have some of the trends and technologies in computer science. So what I have today, so here I am going to explain some of the trends and technologies of computer science. Here I just listed out some of the important and some of the trending technologies and trends. So what and all we have, ma'am? So here I have cloud computing, mobile apps and big data analytics. So big data analytics, then automation and artificial intelligence. I am going to explain regarding artificial intelligence. After that, you have a smart technology and then virtual reality. So most of you all might experience this virtual realities in the malls, that is VR, virtual reality. I am going to explain it later. Then augmented reality, then blockchain data. So here I just listed out some of the important trends and technologies of computer science stream. So after that I have cyber security. Why security is important for us? So if I ask you to give your username and password of your social media like Instagram, Facebook and all, can you give it to me? No, you cannot give your mobile to me. Then how can you expect, ma'am? How can you expect our password and all? So security is very important, right? So regarding that, I am going to discuss something about cyber security in the coming slides. After that, growth of IoT networks, that is Internet of Things. IoT in the sense what? Internet of Things. So predictive analytics implementation, then I have cloud migration. So nowadays data is huge. I cannot store the data in a small computer system and all. I need to upload the data into the cloud. So cloud is nothing but what? It will going to store the large amount of data. So there we have cloud migration technology and then rise of data officer, then quantum computing and application. So it is current trend, that is quantum computing application. Then I have a smart technologies and then open source solution, then edge computing. By making use of this edge computing technology, it will make us available. That means the data will be available to the end user. End user is nothing but what? A person who is taking the benefit from the data. They are all the end users. So the data will be available at the side of end users. That is regarding what? Edge computing. So here I just listed out some of the trends and technologies of a computer science. So let me get into today's session. I am going to describe or I am going to explain some of the trends and technologies which is in the trend. So what I have? I have artificial intelligence and robotics. Artificial intelligence. We have intelligence. And then what is this, ma'am? What is this artificial intelligence and why we require this robotics and all? I am going to explain. Then later on that I have big data analytics. So data is large and how to analyze the data? What are the necessary data I want to analyze? Let me brief it out. After that, bioinformatics. So due to this pandemic and all, we have a huge relationship, that means very interactive relationship between the computer science along with the biology. So I am going to describe in the coming slides. After that, I have cyber security in order to provide the security for the data, machines and all. I am going to brief it out. After that, I have a virtual reality. So very exciting thing, that is virtual reality. So now let me get into the first topic, that is artificial intelligence and robotics. So what is this artificial intelligence, ma'am? So artificial intelligence in the sense what? So I am going to write some program, I am going to build some software in order to make the computers or in order to make the machine has to think by its own. I am going to make the system or machines as a smart one. So how the humans are thinking, how the human cognition will going to work, I am going to apply the same thing to the computer system. So it must be able to take its own decision, it has to think by its own, and it has to learn by its own. I am going to make the computer system more interactive and more cognitive. So that is nothing but what? Artificial intelligence. So then where I can use this artificial intelligence technique? I can use, or artificial intelligence help me to detect credit card fraud. So it will going to detect credit card fraud, then identify the diseases outbreaks. It will going to identify the diseases of a human body, then optimize the satellite navigation. So what I am doing here, I am making the system smart. I am going to work with computer system. That means the computer must has a ability to learn by its own. It has to think like a human being. So whatever the neurons and everything which is present in the human brain, I am going to transfer the data into computer system. How the human will going to think, how the cognition of the human body will going to work, in the same way I am going to make the computer to think and learn by its own. That is nothing but what? Artificial intelligence. Robotics will going to help us to minimize the complexity of a human works. It will going to reduce the usage of human works, and it will going to help us. That is regarding artificial intelligence and robotics. So what is the next trend and technology that I have? Here I have a big data analytics. So big data analytics. What is this, ma'am? What is this big data? I know only data. What is this big? How big it is? So let me tell you. So data could be anything. So what I told in the previous session, data could be anything. It could be include images, names, numbers, or any alphabets, characteristics. I can also consider what? Image, videos, audios. So just to brief it out, data could be anything. All the data are in the structured manner? No. All the data are in the unstructured manner? No. So by making use of this big data analytics, I am going to analyze. That means I am going to write some programs and software. I am going to develop some software in order to analyze the large amount of data, in order to analyze against a large amount of data which is unstructured, structured and semi-structured. Okay. So the data varies from size to size. So I am going to analyze all the data as per my requirements. Say for example, you can consider any of the shopping applications or any of the shopping websites. So there we have an option called filters, right? We have an option called filters. So instead of searching for all the elements, or instead of searching for all the things, what I can do, I can apply some filters. That means I am going to analyze what are the colors and what are the brands, like that. So big data analysis works in the same way. So here we have a large amount of data which could be structured, unstructured, or it is not at all segregated. So that what I am going to do, I am going to analyze. So based on my requirement, I am going to do the collections and segregation. So big data analytics will help us out very much. So coming to this big data analytics, it is a trend. So here now I am talking about trends and technologies of a computer science, right? So in that, big data analysis also plays a vital role. So with the help of this big data analytics, it will going to help the industry that makes the use of large scale production. So we have some manufacturing companies and industries. It will going to make the industry in order to use the large scale productions, processes and manufacturing and supply. It will going to analyze the data in a bulk amount. It will going to analyze the data in a bulk amount, so that we are going to get the information in a better manner and enables us to reach much better understandable form. That is what the usage of big data analytics. So let me move on to the next trend. Here I have a bioinformatics. So what is this bioinformatics? It is a combination of a biology and a computer science. It is a combination of biology and a computer science. How it is related to each other? Both are different stream. You are right, but it has a relationship between the biology as well as the computers. So that what I am going to do, it is nothing but it is a study and collection and classification and storage and analysis of the biomolecules or bio-related data by making use of the computers. So that is nothing but what? Bioinformatics. Here you can see that. So here they are going to study and they are going to store the data and they are going to analyze the biological information. So it could be the data related to any biological thing like RNA, DNA and all. So it will going to store that data, it will going to analyze the data, and we can use that data by making use of the computers. So here you can see that we can analyze the biological information. So by making use of this bioinformatics, it will look for the pattern in a sequence of genetic material. So that is very, very important. So DNA, RNA and protein, it will going to search for the, or it will going to have the patterns in sequence of genetic material. So in order to work with all these patterns and all, in order to collect the data and in order to store that data and to analyze that data, we have to work with a computer system. So it tells us that it is a combination of biology as well as the computer science. So with the help of some of the algorithms or some of the programming or some of the softwares that will help me out to work with the biological things. So that's what they are saying here. So bioinformatics workers will going to develop the methods and software application in order to accomplish all these things. I can store the data which is related to RNA and DNA as well as the proteins. So with the help of this computer, I can analyze the bioinformations. That is how bioinformatics will going to work. What is the next trend and technology that I have? That is cyber security. So what is this cyber security? It is nothing but what? It is a practice of defending the computer system, networking and any other electronic device from the malicious activities. So that malicious activities may get threat to our computer systems or to the network security. So by making use of this cyber security technology, I can defend or I can have a protection over the data transfer, and that will gives a protection to our computer system as well as to the networking. So if you see here, it is focuses on protecting the computer system and network from the cyber threats and attacks. So you might have heard a movie called Gultu, right? So if you didn't watch, go and watch that movie. So in that they have explained how the cyber crime will going to happen and how to secure our data and all. So that is more interesting movie. So you can watch that movie in order to get to know how the cyber security will going to work. Okay, so come back to here. So these companies will going to use this cyber security in order to make a confidential data. So in order to make the data as confidential and should not be accessed by unauthorized users. So can you all give your social media's account details to anybody? No. So then what you are going to get? If someone is trying to access your data and someone is trying to open your account, at the time what you are going to get? You are going to get the security messages, or you are going to get a notification related to your security, right? So if there is no security for the data, then what is the usage? Nothing, right? So we have to keep our computer system as well as the networking or any other electronic medias from the threats. So this is how cyber security will going to help it us in order to make our data secure, in order to transfer the data in a proper manner with high security. Okay, so there will be no unauthorized access should be takes place. So with the help of this cyber security, this can be happened. So with the help of some of the application software, this will going to keep our computer system as well as the network free from the threats and from the malicious activities. It's all regarding cyber security. So most of the companies will going to work with large amount of data. They cannot keep their data in the small computers. So what they are going to do? They are going to upload their data to the cloud. So in that situation, they have to go with the cyber security that will provide the confidential data and that will provide the security for the data and that will defend us from the malicious activities. It's all regarding cyber security. Then what is the next trend and technology that I have? That is virtual reality. Very funny part. So If you didn't see virtual reality, so just go to YouTube and just check it out. Virtual reality fun videos. That will be more fun for you. So you can get to know that how this virtual reality will going to work. So what is this virtual reality or VR? That is virtual reality. So it is nothing but what? This technology, by making use of this computer technology, it will going to make a person or a people think that they are somewhere else, because it will going to create a virtual background. It will going to enhance the improvement of the visualization. So it will going to create a 3D effect, so that what I can feel when I'm using that virtual goggles, at the time I may feel like I am somewhere else. So that will take me to the reality of the another world. So that is all virtual. That will going to take us to the fun way. So now we'll see what is this virtual reality here. So it is a computer generated environment with scenes and objects that appear to be real. So as I told earlier, it will going to make you feel like you are somewhere else. So I'm somewhere else by wearing that virtual reality goggles. That will make me feel that I'm somewhere else, I'm skipping. So it will take me to the virtual world. So here you can see that it will going to make the user feel they are in somewhere else. So it will going to what? It will going to immerse in their surroundings. So by making use of that virtual reality glasses along with the headset and helmet, we can feel that we are somewhere else. Let me take one example. If some people or consider any people want to go under the operations, so they have to get operated. At that time, how they feel? They feel nervous. So in that time, virtual reality glasses will be provided for them by the hospital. That means they are going to make them safe. That means what? They are going to create a virtual surrounding for them to make them feel happy and make them feel comfortable, to make them feel comfortable. So that is how virtual reality will going to help the people. It will help us to be comfortable. It will make us to feel funny. And by making use of this virtual reality, we can go to the virtual life. So these are all the things I can say related to this virtual reality. So it's all about today's session. In this session, I have discussed some of the trends and technologies in the computer science stream. So there I have what? Virtual reality, cyber security, bioinformatics, artificial intelligence, as well as the big data analytics. It's all about today's session. I'm going to meet you in the next session with interesting topic. Until that, keep learning, keep on growing. Thank you so much.